You could be larger than life.
Morning, Lacey. Okay, so the 12-week scan was last week. The vlogging side of things didn't go quite as well as we thought, but don't worry, Claire's still going to give you the overview of what happened on the 12-week scan, and there are some differences, I think, between how the 12-week scan is doing now while we're in this coronavirus pandemic. And it was a shame, but understandably, I wasn't allowed in, and I had to just sit in the car like a dog for about 90 minutes while Claire had a scan and various tests that she's about to go through with you. I did get here it is. I did get this lovely photo. I'm really made up. I really wish I could have been in the room because again I could have seen the baby moving around, but it's just the way it is, isn't it? I'm dead excited, and I want to give you guys some insight to so how I'm feeling at the 12-week stage, and I'm really excited. I'm getting really excited over like the furniture. We're looking at the furniture and we're measuring it out in the what's going to be the baby room. And a lot of things now are making me broody. In fact, I'm making a video on sort of the kind of things in everyday life that are making me broody at the moment, make me kind of really want this little lemon, I think it's the size of now, to come and say hello and be part of the family. I'm really looking forward to it. But other than that, I mean, life's just going on as normal. I mean, we're just coming at the end of the first trimester. I'm guessing going forward, week on week, it's probably going to get a little bit more noticeable how our lives are starting to change. The more and more I'm going to support Claire and take more ownership of like the house and organisation and cleaning and household shop and what have you. But for now, everything just seems pretty normal. But this is a really exciting milestone, the 12-week scan. I'm going to hit it off for Claire to talk you through what happens. But just to let you know, we have set ourselves the ambitious goal of getting 1,000 subscribers by this little lemon's first birthday. It's just a fun little target. I think it's always important to have targets when you're trying to build something. But enough of me, here's Claire with a 12-week scan overview.
Hello everyone, so today's video I'm going to be talking about my 12-week scan. But because of coronavirus, I had to go on my own, which was a bit daunting to say the least, but the hospital were lovely. Our local hospital has all the maternity things in one building, so to walk down to the scan clinic, give them some of my details and sat in the waiting room for a bit. I got there a bit early and I was really grateful that I actually got to go in earlier than my appointment, which really you don't generally tend to expect when you have an appointment in a hospital. So go in, I sort of had to lie down, they put the gel on you. At this point I was quite nervous, even though we had the private scan, so I knew it should just be one baby. Hopefully everything's still fine. And yes, so the first thing, they put the gel on. What they did first, they turned the screen around, just quickly showed the baby and said, yes, it's fine, 1 heartbeat, definitely just one baby. I was like, well, I hope a twin hasn't suddenly popped up after not seeing it on the private scan. And yeah, so then after that they take some measurements to see how long baby is, see how far along they think you are, because it's 12 weeks, or the 12-week scan, because barely anyone gets it exactly on 12 weeks. They can then more accurately say, well, if it's this long, you're this far along. And so they took a measurement of how sort of long it is, and then they took a measurement sort of near its neck, because we've decided that we were going to get some screenings done. So by using that measurement and some blood tests, which I've had done afterwards, they can test if a baby has Down syndrome or Edwards or Patau syndrome. So they took those measurements, and then they showed the screen round again to show me the different parts of the baby, which was lovely. And they said my baby appeared to be very chilled and having a nap. They like to see the baby moving on the scan if possible. They're basically lying upside down, and you could see the big difference in about 4 weeks. Well, it'd be 4 weeks and 3 days growth. Suddenly it went from like a little peen thing to actually looking like a baby. I've got a head, a torso, little, like in the private scan, the cinematographer said they're like T-Rex-like limbs, and they look a bit more like arms and feet now. They're just both look a bit like bird claws. I wasn't sure. It was just nice to see, because I thought I'd go. I didn't know that I'd go in and at a 12-week scan and it suddenly looked a lot more like a baby than the little bean we'd seen a month ago, which was nice. So then they showed me, as I said, they showed me, turn it around, show me what the baby looks like, and the baby wasn't really moving very much, so I had to sort of wiggle about on the bench a bit to get them moving. And then the lazy baby decided to wake up, so I don't know if that means we're going to have a very chilled, calm baby when they're born, or whether it's just a coincidence and I'm just being hopeful too much. But yeah, so then they did that, said everything looked healthy, everything looked fine, and then they offered, they let you have a picture. Now normally, most hospitals charge you pictures, some of them are £5, a few pounds here or there for the pictures, because obviously it's the NHS and photo paper isn't the cheapest thing, is it? But because the one thing, despite having to go to the scan on my coronavirus took away having a guest at the scan, they did give me a couple of copies of the scan pictures for free, which was very kind of them. Quite nice to have, because I went in thinking, well, I might not get a scan picture. Our hospital definitely doesn't allow you to video any appointments or scans or anything like that, so I already knew beforehand that there was no point asking, that wasn't going to be an option. Yeah, I got the pictures, and then they sent me back to the waiting room, said, well, I'm just going to write the notes up. And they didn't say, whilst in the scan, if I was as far as long as I thought I was, because I thought I was, 12 weeks and 4 days. So I thought, okay, they're going to come out and say, yeah, you're probably about right with the due date. So I waited 10 minutes to read my notes, and they attached a report of the size, like the measurements they've took on it. And no, I wasn't 12 weeks and 4 days. Turns out I was actually 13 weeks and a day, which was surprising, because I was reasonably sure. I thought I was about right with my due date, but no. So baby's now due on the 26th of October. So feeling a lot more hopeful that it's going to be an October baby, hopefully. Baby doesn't decide to come more than 6 days late and be in November. But of course, as I've said before, first baby's a bit more likely to be late, but we'll see how it goes, because I'm not the tallest person, I'm only about 5'5", so I'm hoping I don't end up going late and having a big baby. But yeah, overall it was, despite having to go in alone, it was quite a positive experience. All the staff had to wear masks, there was tape about sort of the receptions and things to keep your distance and things, but otherwise, despite having to go alone, they were very reassuring, very kind, sort of doing everything they can to make pregnant ladies feel more comfortable in this time. And I'm hoping that lockdown isn't going to carry on much longer, but if it is the case, then hopefully it's going to come across the same sort of people the whole way through, so it's less nerve-wracking. When someone comes, if they're with the masks, you can't see them smiling, but when they're more cheerful, you're less likely to feel worried about things, which is nice. And yeah, so everything looked good, everything looks healthy. I've had some blood tests done when I had the scan, so just waiting for results of that, but they said no news is good news, and it's been a good few days, so looking like everything's going to be fine from that. So after this, next thing is a 20-week scan, which will be a lot longer and a lot more sort of measuring and things. I might have a midwife appointment over the phone between now and then. Normally should have had it in person, but again, of course, they can't do that at the moment, so I'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's everything really there is to say about the scan. There's not really much you can say, but if you have anything you'd like to share about your scans, or anything you'd like to ask about my experience of having a scan alone during a pandemic, then please put a comment below, and remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Bye.
You could be larger than